Hello guys, and let's start our weekly update with really good news. Last night, Ukrainian drones managed to destroy potentially two of Russian bombers. Russia was very proud of their SU-57. They were modern, they were expensive, and they were capable of carrying missiles X-59, X-69. But I'm using past tense because we are now proud of Ukrainian drones that destroyed two of these aircraft deep inside the Russian RIA 600 kilometers away from Ukraine in Astrakhan region. What is also important during this week, for the first time since the start of the invasion, Ukrainian bomber targeted military objects inside the Russian Federation in Belgorod region that was turned by invaders into a platform for shellings and attacks on Ukraine. There were other good things like the destruction of more oil refineries or hits on the military bases of occupants and invaders with HIMARS and ATACMS. But most importantly, I want to stress, have you noticed how we all missed the press conference of Putin? Because he is no more an important leader or newsmaker. He is just a criminal on his way to The Hague. So let me tell you more about the most important events of this week from an ordinary Ukrainian perspective. My name is Anna and I vlog daily from Ukraine since the start of the brutal Russian invasion. So if you're new to the channel, you support Ukraine, please subscribe and help us fight against Russian propaganda and fake news. And my longtime friends, check your subscription status and hit notification button. Just as you, I love learning more about Russian geography based on the locations of destructions and explosions of their military objects in particular places. And all of these materials are provided by the Ukrainian armed forces and quite often by Ukrainian drones. Last night was one of the drone nights in Russia. Perhaps they should start a new kind of a weather forecast saying lots of Ukrainian drones traveling in flocks in that direction. And last night they were traveling in the direction of Astrakhan region, which is far away from Ukrainian border, close to 600 kilometers away, and they've managed to target an airfield in Astrakhan region. After a number of explosions, satellite images prove that one aircraft Su-57 was destroyed 100%, and about the other one we have hopes. So anyway, this is a very, very important target because Su-57 are very modern, but from this Russian army perspective, aircraft, and they are considered perhaps the most technological ones, and I hope I'm right, but looking at the internet, I did not manage to find any Su-57 destroyed during the course of this war. So this is a beautiful start by Ukrainian drones. -2 Su-57. Su-57 can carry evil Russian missiles, X-59, X-69, and now we have neutralized such important objects that are used once again to destroy Ukrainian infrastructure and Ukrainian life. Once again, drones are capable of doing such missions, and they travel really far away. They are inexpensive, and they destroy $1 million worth evil Russian bombers. Another good update is that a Ukrainian aircraft, for the first time since the start of invasion, targeted Russian military objects from the skies, but located on the territory of the Russian Federation. And I think more of Russian soldiers and more of Russian pilots will feel what real war is. You know, it's not that difficult to pretend that you are brave, staying on the safe side of your evil empire. Now they will understand what real war is. Remember to subscribe if you're new to the channel to demonstrate your solidarity with Ukraine and help us spread more information about our resilience. Believe me, this is important for the future safety and security of this world. And anyway, this week actually marked the start of Ukrainian armed forces targeting Russian military objects on the side of the Russian Federation. This actually helped to change the situation in and around Kharkiv tremendously, and I'm very grateful that you give us this permission. Actually, it is very important and very wise, honestly, because it's just nonsense to let Russians practice their scorch earth technique and not let us prevent that when we have all we need. And I do have friends in Kharkiv, and they say that during the last couple of days it is incomparably safer, less loud, and this is actually unbelievable. Think about that. It's not just words, it's not just requests, let's lift the ban, please let Ukraine defend itself. These are real lives of people who are saved because of this decision. People who are ordinary doctors, teachers, children, grandparents who could have been killed by Russian missiles otherwise. So once again, I am beyond grateful for this opportunity to defend ourselves and actually to prevent Russia from expanding to other countries, because we all understand it's not about the territory. It is a huge civilizational war between democratic world and authoritarian regimes. And actually, it's important that with the help of HIMARS, we have neutralized a number of Russian missile systems close to Ukrainian border. And also, from what I understand, at least one convoy was stopped by Ukrainian army. And I'm sure more and more of Russian soldiers will have what to share with their friends, persuading them not to go to Ukraine, because the only way to return from Ukraine is in this black bag, you know. And also this permission to use ATACMS. Oh my god, I'm always making a mistake with this term, because in Ukrainian it is ATACMS, and that's why I don't say ATACMS. Hope I'm right, let me know in the comments below. Anyway, and with Ukrainian drones, we continue destroying Russian oil refineries. It was loud and bright in a number of regions that border with Ukraine. And most importantly, the results are very vivid. And they feel in Russia the lack of oil products and the lack of money that they typically get by selling these products. It's an extremely effective strategy, quite inexpensive, and I think one of the main reasons why Putin's gang demands ceasefire is actually to have some time to restore these oil-producing facilities, but we will not give them this opportunity once again, because by selling oil, Russia gets money to fuel its military machine, and of course lots of oil products are needed for their tanks, for their aircraft, and we cannot let them have it. Most importantly, if Ukraine is able to continue destroying Russian oil refineries at the pace we follow right now, it is very likely that by winter they will lack approximately 50% of production, and this is huge. This might be one of the most successful strategies within this war. Also, Ukrainian drones continue targeting Russian vessels in the Black Sea. Actually, there are almost no Russian Black Sea fleet left. Some of the boats were taken away to Azov or to the Russian side of the Black Sea, and we have targeted another assault boat just recently. Also, we are waiting and counting days for F-16s to arrive in Ukraine, but there are good news from other countries, our friends, and France will send Mirage aircraft, and Sweden has recently decided on Saabs, and I do hope that Ukrainian territories will be more protected, and we will be able to destroy more of the evil systems, ammunition storages that are close to Ukrainian front lines, and now simply erase everything alive and beautiful on our side. By the way, this is a very typical Russian behavior when they do not try to conquer, the land, territory, resources, buildings, and people. They simply try to destroy everything. And this is another argument why we cannot negotiate with this, and I cannot say people. I know YouTube hates it when you dehumanize people, but these people did everything to dehumanize themselves. And it was a very interesting observation, and I actually realized that just a minute before I started recording, is that Putin recently had this press conference with some journalists, including foreign journalists, and he spoke for 3.5 hours, which is not polite, even if you are an adequate politician. But anyway, I was not interested, and the majority of people around me was not interested. And I've learned about that on the next day from the reviews of some of the vloggers that I follow. It's amazing because Putin is no more a newsmaker. He is just a tired, frightened bully that continues repeating these phrases, and they don't work anymore. And I hope that the world finally chooses this attitude when we do not need to think, know, learn what Putin will say, what Putin will do, because we are the leaders. We are the ones who decide his destiny, not he is the one to choose our future. And I'm very grateful that so many democracy-loving people, so many people who care about the quality of human life, the freedom that we received in the 21st century, they stand together with Ukraine. And I know that there were elections in the European Union. I do have lots of people in Ukraine on Facebook commenting that we hope that in 10 years we will also participate because we do want to be a part of the European Union. I know it's not ideal, but nothing is ideal, but still extremely important in joining people and helping them protect some basic things and basic needs of a civilized democratic society. And let me know, did you vote? If you are in the European Union, and whom did you vote for, if you are okay with sharing, because once again, I totally understand if there are the things that you want to keep private. Anyway, thank you for all the support that we feel in Ukraine, for all the prayers, for all the advice and all the missiles, aircraft, and maybe instructors coming Ukrainian way. France is doing a great job trying to unite our allies and send more of foreign soldiers to Ukraine. Of course, they will not perform combat operations, but they can share their experience. They can get Ukrainian experience, which, by the way, is very valuable. And of course, do some training, logistics, and other things that could simplify some of the tasks inside Ukraine. So I hope this will happen in the weeks to come, and we will discuss that on the channel too. Always remember to provide me with ideas in the comments. I read them, you teach me, you improve my English, you inspire my videos. So please continue doing that. I love our friendship and I greatly value our community. If you're new, join us and let's stay together against this evil. It's always easier when you know you have your friends and family around you. I'm on Instagram. You may find me there using the links in the description of this video. Also, I'm on X and Threads, and we have a beautiful Discord community. Of course, I will mention our merch shop that has lots of sweatshirt, t-shirts, caps, stickers, pillowcases, and cups with interesting images of Ukrainian cultural heritage objects, flags, tridents, and other things that work well as reminders and conversation starters about Ukraine. Thank you for buying me coffees, becoming sponsors and patrons of the channel. And most importantly, thank you for standing with Ukraine. Thank you for all the work that you do inside of your countries, for all the conversations that you hold, for the votes that you have given today in the support, I hope, pro-European, pro-democratic forces, for the support that you give to Ukrainian families outside Ukraine, and simply for loving the truth, for supporting the good, and for watching the updates from my country. When you have a choice to watch a soccer or a concert, you choose watching the videos from me, for example, and other of my colleagues, because you want to know the truth. Thank you for that. Love you very much. Slava Ukraini!